Brian Carper here with your tip of the week. This week we're going to be talking about crappie jigs and a different way to set it up than I did for years. What I have here is just a normal 1/16 ounce crappie jig lead head, and this is just a normal tube. For the last several years, up until a year or two ago, and then before that, even when I was a child, I used to always put the tube, put it up the hook through the top of it, and then just thread it all the way through until the tube goes over top of the jig lead barb. You can see the lead barb is inside of the tube here holding it in. And that works pretty well when you first start casting a new tube. It will hold it up, but after you cast it dozens of times and catch a few fish, that tube wants to keep falling down and falling down, and it can get kind of frustrating because you're always trying to push it back up there, and you think it's going to hold when you cast, and then when you're reeling, you can feel it's coming through the water differently than when it's sitting on there properly. So a couple years ago I started rigging it differently. What I would do is instead of putting the hook through the top like this, I would flip it upside down and take my jig head in the bottom of the tube, and I would shove the jig head, the top, all the way up in here. Sometimes it helps if you put a little spit or something in there so it slides up that plastic on the inside. But you push it all the way up in there, and then you would, where the little hole is where you tie your line to, you push down on that, and then that will make, if you can see that, and then it will make it so the hole's sticking out, and now you can tie to that. So now what you got is a lure that the tube will never fall down until it rips or tears or a fish pulls it off after you catch multiple fish. And you don't have to worry about putting it up. You don't have to worry about gluing it. I've got some friends that use super glue the other way. It works as well, but if I don't have to get super glue on my fingers, then I'm not going to, because that's surely what's going to happen if I attempt to use super glue. So this is a great way just to save some lures, catch some more fish, and save you some frustration. So I recommend you give it a try, and that's our tip of the week.